Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the or volume 2, I should say, of books written with the blood of the heart, by author Peter Lemos, myself. Just wanted to I rewatched the first one. Typically I don't rewatch anything that I videotape of myself, probably for insecurity reasons or whatever, but I just typically don't do that. I did, however, watch, and I apologize that I am having some back issues today too. So if you see me moving funny, it's probably why. I apologize that I didn't have. Let me turn the volume off on here just in case. Yesterday was reading Making Lust 2 is probably an inappropriate thing to do, especially for volume 1 of my introduction to the poetry, but it was there. And I think things happen in their own time, whether we like it or not. I don't like that I have to sit at an angle so you don't see that ugly register thing, but I do that to cover up my thing. So things happen the way they do for a reason. So whenever you guys see me on the video screen, I'm coming at you on an angle. So I'm facing you at an angle. You seeing me straight up and down, which I am, but I'm coming at you from an angle so you don't, to cover up that ugly. I want to cover it up, but the thing is, if I cover it up, then it's probably not healthy to cover up a vent, right? So it's better to be healthy than and look bad in the screen. So once in a while, if that thing shows up, whatever, it shows up. Where I was going with this, oh yeah, so yesterday I watched everything, and I watched my poetry, and I didn't even really read it. I read it more robotically. I kind of want to read them the way that I felt them. Yesterday I really didn't do that. I didn't take the time to enunciate certain things and emphasize certain things, and so it was more like a very robotic nature, which is fine. I'm just very hypercritical, especially when it comes to my own work, when it comes to my writing, and I don't put thought into it when I write them. That's the funny thing. They write themselves. And I say this all the time, and some people don't get it. They don't understand it. I tell people that they're living beings. Words become more than words when you look at the Bible, for example. The Bible is the living, breathing Word of God, right? Or some say it is. Some do not believe that it is. But when you put things onto paper, for some reason, even your signature, it has more power, it has more meaning, it has more, even the little things that I'll explain. We sell crystals and essential oils and candles and things like that, like these candles, we self-name these. A good friend of mine was kind enough to offer his wholesaler for his candles. So we use the same ones that he does, and they let us name them what we want. So this one was named after a little girl who passed away, Snowflake. This one's named after a biblical thing, mustard seed, something in the Bible that you'll understand if you're a Christian, where Jesus talks about having faith the size of a mustard seed. But we're not here to talk about that. What we want to do is we want to get to our next 3 poems in volume number 2 of books written with the blood of the heart, and I don't want to put you to sleep. So we're going to start off. We're going to do this one today. We're going to give it a more mellow tone, a more chill tone. Again, my poetry a lot of times has a lot of dagger words and very, very strong language. So if you're not one for that, I would suggest you don't, just skip this video, just turn it off now. But if you do like that kind of stuff, this poem certainly does not have anything like that in it. So we're going to start off today. We're going to do 3 per volume, or yeah, for every volume. This will be volume 2 today that we're doing. We're doing 3, and we birthed that yesterday because we decided to do that yesterday. I don't know when I'll upload this, but I'll probably upload this today. So it'll probably be available on YouTube. All of them will be on YouTube right there. Boom, 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 boom. Volume 1 through however many volumes we get to before I pass. This one is called An Ocean in Mind. This is going to be our first one for today. It's called An Ocean in Mind. It's a very short poem, but it's very nice. And I wrote this in Florida, sitting on the dock. Sitting on the dock of the bay. So I was sitting on the dock, and I had my feet in the water, and I saw some manatees. We were in the Bay Area, the Bay Area, Sarasota, Tampa area, and I had just gotten into a huge. My father and I had a very tumultuous relationship, and I'm not going to ever. I don't want to get too personal on these. I want to keep them kind of focused on the living, breathing poems, metaphorically living, breathing poems. We got into a huge argument, and I sat there, and this one came to me. And when I say came to me, it literally came to me, like it wrote itself. All I did is grabbed quickly. I asked really quick for a piece of paper and a pen. I asked my mother, and we found like scrap paper somewhere or something, and I literally it just went out, boom, right from my brain right into the paper. I was a vessel, and I truly believe this was a spiritual poem to me. Yet it's so simple. A fourth grader could write a poem like this. And anyway, we'll get to the poem and then maybe whatever. So it's called An Ocean in Mind. An Ocean in Mind. A gentle warm breeze touches me. The wrath and sounds of hatred combine to fill my pounding soul in resulting peace. I look amidst the 100 miles, the storm still lurking over me. I dream of peace and wondrous times that only thought can see. Thunderstorms arise in my mind as the tranquility remains. I become stiff and loose as the wind blows, the stillness of the air in vain. An ocean can represent so much, the love, the joy, the fear. And as the depths grow more and more, the ending is a tear. So that one is that one's simple. It's kind. It's inviting. I like the tone of An Ocean in Mind. I think he or she is a very good poem. I know I have an artist friend who gives. Sorry guys. Sorry. She gives pronouns to her art. All of her songs are called girls. Her name's Tori Amos. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her. You probably have. She's a brilliant artist. She's fabulous. But anyway, and she's not a personal friend, but I call her a friend because she's been a friend to me for many years. And she's Shakespeare on a piano, so she's a little prodigy. Like when she was a little girl, she would play by listening. So the second one out of the three we're going to read today, we're just gonna let's stay with the same tone, and then maybe we'll do one like more serious one. But I think we'll do Mystic Beauty. This one's another one that's soft, like An Ocean in Mind, and it kind of flows with what the feel of the tone of An Ocean in Mind and how he or she is. I should start giving them pronouns as well, because I do believe that they are living and breathing. And I will say this, I don't care how crazy people think I am, my poems are alive. They have a life of their own, and they're not me. Some of them use me as a vessel to work through, like that one did, An Ocean in Mind. After something that happened between my father and I, we had a big blowout, and then that kind of, and that was actually therapy for me, because after I was done writing it and transposing, is that the right word? I was writing it on the piece of paper, transcribing, I think that's the word, on the paper. When I was finished, I felt 100% better. I felt like, wow, like the world had been lifted. Because this argument was an argument where he thought he was right, I thought I was right, and it wasn't going anywhere. It was one of those kind of things. Mystic Beauty is a little bit similar to An Ocean in Mind. So we're going to go ahead and read this one. This one's a very innocent, playful one too, or gentle one, I should say. Gentle is a better word. This is Mystic Beauty. Amidst the turmoil in the air, the windward clouds flow. Although through time we do not know just where the emeralds of life will lead. Unto the beauty we take a bow, and sleights of passion we find. Endless bounties dwell within, for nature and love keep us in. In seclusion of thought you wait to fulfill the innermost pleasures of heaven and hell, to mystical plateaus forming in your mind the eternal urge to seek and find. Perfectly this living will end, as surely a new life will soon begin, swept into a realm where all shall know, left now in the wonder of fascinations to grow. So that's Mystic Beauty, and that one too, as I recall, and these are decades old, so I don't recall everything about every one, but that one too was one that wrote itself. I kind of was just like the intermediary. It needed to come out, and it did. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'm not live, so I can't get any responses. But yesterday, the 28th, today is June 29th, 2025. We did read Making Lust to You. That was definitely way out of my character. So I was very, very relaxed to do that. Please refer back to volume 1 if you do watch that, and you have children around, or if you're sensitive to, that's not the one for you. You don't really want to bring that into your energy or space. It's very, very lewd. I'll just put it that way. It's called Making Lust to You. We read that. So yesterday we read Complacency, which I think might be my favorite of all the poems that that I've been a vessel for. But Complacency is one of the 3 we read yesterday. Making Lust to You, and we read Neck, which is my name in Greek, and I kind of explained that on yesterday's volume 1. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna pick for the third one? Let's pick this one. We'll stick with the nice, calm, safe zone territory type things. My company's name's Lemos Crystals. I'm wearing that shirt right now. This one's called Gray Shield, and this one also includes my father, so maybe it was appropriate that would come up with an ocean in mind. This is Gray Shield, and it's spelled, I think I did some editing on it, and I think a lot of these poems like literally just flow out and I don't touch them, and typically I like them like that. I like them dirty. I like them imperfect. I don't want them to be like something you read in a newspaper, or like everything's, justified and everything's perfect and da. I don't really like that. I like to have little errors and or mistakes in my poems, even though there's no way to make a mistake when you write a poem. So if you're an aspiring writer and you write poetry, don't ever think there's a mistake. There's never a right or wrong way to do poetry, to write poetry. It is an essence. It's an art. It's an expression of yourself and or of your surroundings and how you feel. So we're on only 12 minutes on here. We're doing good. I'm going to try to keep these like 15 minutes or less. The average human attention span is 10 minutes. And they say if you don't capture your audience in the first 10 minutes, you've lost them. They're gone. So people who didn't get through the first 5 minutes of this video, they were gone. If you're still here, thank you. First of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate your support and love. And second of all, you're lucky. I'll stroke myself a little bit and just say that you're lucky because you're getting to hear. This is a really good poem. This is one of my, I would say top 10, maybe not top 5 favorites, but top 10 out of the 52 plus poems that I do have, that I am going to do something with. Last night, for the first night for decades, I began writing again. So my spark is coming. Please pray for me to come back, or send out good energies, or whatever it is you do. I want that spark back. I want to start writing again. Writing to me is the greatest therapy ever to me. So this is called Gray Shield, and originally I spelled the word gray the way the British spell it, which is also how I write, believe it or not. Like honor, Honor, I'll spell Honour. Just like valor, or like the different way, just the adding the U in there, because their English is the proper English. If you ask me, I think we're the ones that change things. So, but since then it's been changed to the word gray, Grey, and is the way that British spell gray, the color, or lack of color and absence of color, because it's in the middle. Black and white are not colors according to science. So initially it was spelled with an E, and I liked it better with an E, so I think it's going to go back to being with an E. But I changed it to Gray, which is the American Americanized English version of that color. So Gray Shield, let's read it, guys. Let's get to it instead of yapping here. Gray Shield. And yet over my head it is pulled, as my body aches with pain and brain pulsates. The every and all I have seen in life, once so bright and lit so well, doth sit on me now in muffled silence. For now deeply it is sworn to myself, this silence. In this cursed life I shall dwindle. Though I strive to seek a miracle, it is eating me from the inside out. The more I go further, reaching, trying to grasp solace, the more it takes me. Ill tranquility falls upon me, as does my sight go dim. I compel myself to find the peace which lies within, but alignment of my feelings are impossible. Torn in a chaotic confusion which break my heart and mind and soul, leaving me in a state of wither. And yet over my head it is pulled, this shield of gray, which I cannot remove. It shall remain with me until the end, as a reminder of all the wrongs of my past, now for which I can only melt away slowly, as my sorrows lay dead upon my soul, until the shield is broken off. That's Gray Shield. That is a good poem too. It's one of my, I would consider it in my top probably 10. I mean, I only have 52. And when I say 52 plus, people ask me, what do you mean by the plus? Well, the plus is I've written a lot of things that don't fall under the category of being a poem, because they're not really a poem. They're not a stanza. They're not a, what is that called, haiku, or, you know what I mean? They don't fall under the definition of what it means to be an actual poem. What they are called, what would they would be more akin to prose. It's more of like me writing paragraphs. And it's like, and it flows more like I'm telling a story. And so that would be more prose like, not poetry like. So what we're doing is, on these volumes, is we're doing our poetry. So thank you for being here for volume 2 of the title of my poetry book is Books Written with the Blood of the Heart. Pretty simple. Long but simple. I wish I would have made it shorter, but that's what it's been since I was just a little kid. I remember I started writing poetry at the age of 12. So that's another really weird fact. 12 years old, and I remember writing my first poem, and it's been lost in the ether somewhere out there. I'm sure there's some transcription of it somewhere that I will find, and if I do, I will. It's very rudimentary. It talks about being at my funeral and on a cold, gloomy, rainy day. That's actually a quote from the actual poem. And you know, who's there kind of thing, but me, I was there, you know, and I could see everybody that was there. I didn't interact with them or anything. And it's very short. It's very short. It's maybe 3 stanzas, you know, long, or 4 stanzas long. But for a 12-year-old to write a poem like that, it just shows that this was in my blood to begin with. So thank you for being here for volume 2. I will upload this, and then we'll do volume 3. I like doing just 3 at a time. That's nice. Plus it gives some introspective. And if you do ever want to message me saying, hey, what was it about such and such that you said in this poem? Or what did you mean when you said da 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 da? I can tell you how I was feeling or what I was thinking. Sometimes it's more than one thing. One sentence can be a huge, I could write a Bible over one sentence on some of these. And then there are others that are so fundamental that what you see is what you get, you know, kind of thing. But I could tell you what I felt or the things that I was feeling on one stanza or one paragraph or one, not paragraph, one, you know, set in the poem. So if there's ever anything that you're curious about or you want to ask, what was the meaning of that? Or I can give you a general idea, certainly very easily. But to give you an in-depth idea, we'd have to actually have a phone conversation, and or as if you're even interested in doing something like that, I would be happy and open to doing that. I'm always open to meeting other people, and I appreciate your time even today. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you on volume 3 of Books Written from the Blood of the Heart by Peter Lemos. And until then, guys, take care of yourselves, one another, love yourself. And I'm going to use a message from a friend today that I believe in as well, and that is, you have already made it. Don't look at things as you're going to make it. Look at it like you've already done it. You've already hit the apex. You are the apex. Just keep that in mind, and I want to leave you with that thought today. You already have made it, regardless of where you're at in life.